Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you all about maximizing your workouts. So, this is an area where a lot of people struggle. They get really good with doing their workouts consistently, making sure they're active, but they're not getting the most benefit out of what they're doing because of some other areas, such as your nutrition, your sleep, and your recovery. How you eat is going to directly fuel your goals with exercise. If you're eating to build muscle, you're not going to really build muscle unless you're eating in a calorie surplus. If you're trying to lose the weight, burn the fat, you've got to be in that calorie deficit. So if you're not really paying attention to your food, a lot of times you won't see much results in body composition because the food part isn't quite right. Once you get the food down, results come so much faster and you can physically notice it. Because body recomp with maintenance level calories takes a very long time, and that's a whole other topic for another time. All right, let's get into it. So let's just go ahead and talk about healthy habits for eating and getting good nutrition. I'm going to talk about this in depth in some other videos, more about your macros and everything. But when you're working on losing weight, your calories are going to dictate your goal. You want that calorie deficit if you want to have weight loss. You want a calorie surplus if you're working on building muscle. And then your protein is crucial because while you're losing weight, we don't want to be losing the wrong type of weight. We want to be trying to target fat and maintaining as much of the muscle that you have on your body by keeping your protein high. I'm not saying high protein, I'm saying the right amount of protein. So when we calculate your macros, you can see where your protein goals will be based on your activity, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to your nutrition, the easiest way to look at it is put your calories as king and put your protein as queen. If you focus on those two things, fats and carbs, you can let them kind of fall into place. You could have some days where you have higher fats, and then some days where your carbs are a little bit higher and your fat's a little bit lower. The only thing with fats are that you do need a certain amount for your hormone health, so you don't really want to go too low. But if you're incorporating a little bit of fat into your diet, you're probably going to be all right. If you're trying to get rid of every single bit of fat, that might lead into some trouble. But when it comes to healthy eating, calories, place them up high because they're going to dictate your goals. Protein, that's what you want to hit for your targets. And you kind of get the carbs for your energy, get the fat for your hormone health. So I'll show you a structure of how you can look at your plate to keep it super simple. When you're putting together a plate, you want to fill that plate with veggies. I've got about half the plate filled with veggies. Then you've got your big portion of protein and then a little portion of your carbs and starches. And that's how your plate structure should look. Fats are easy to incorporate and they're also like a smaller serving size because they're much higher calorie per gram of fat. So incorporate them into different aspects. This could be drizzling a little bit of olive oil on your salad, or maybe you wanted to do your steak with butter or something like that. Or have avocado somewhere. It's very easy to incorporate those fats into the plate. But if you do your structure with the protein, have that carb, and your plate full of veggies, you're going to set yourself up pretty well for having a good balanced meal. In another video on portion control, we can talk about your plate size as well. Let's not make the most gigantic plate you can think of having. Okay, let's shrink our plate sizes down a little bit. Use more like a salad plate instead of the standard dinner plate for your meal. And that's going to help you with your portion control in weight loss. Bulking and trying to build muscle is a different story. Okay, so what should you be eating before exercise to help fuel that workout? You want to keep it light. I know a lot of people like to go into like morning workouts fasted because their stomach just doesn't really handle a lot of heavy stuff too early in the morning. But if you're getting some quicker sugar carbohydrates, like you're getting some fruit, you can see in some of the pictures I got, like a piece of little toast. There's some honey, maybe a little oatmeal. You don't want anything too heavy. A lot of people will do like a little bar. That's usually a carb heavy bar, not a protein bar. You're going to get good energy from those carbs because through the night you weren't eating unless you were up. So if this is a morning workout, this may be the first thing that you're eating. If this is later in the day workout, it might just help boost your energy level at that time. Then you also want to have enough food and nutrients to prevent hunger from occurring while you're exercising. So adding a little bit of fat and a little bit of protein will be helpful. So a lot of those bars that they do have in the stores that are not protein bars, just kind of breakfast or like snack bars, they will be very carb heavy and they'll have some fat and some protein. That's kind of like what you're looking for before exercising. But you can see some examples. It could be as simple as a piece of toast and some peanut butter on it and maybe a little drizzle of honey. Very simple. It's just putting some carbs and a little bit of protein and a little bit of fat in there for a light little meal before you exercise. Okay, but really you just want to be thinking about how it's going to sit on your stomach when you're exercising. And the type of exercise that you're doing makes a big difference too. Because I know I need a little bit more when I have my soccer games, but sometimes I break it up into something in the first half and then have a little bit more of something in the second half because those are 45-minute long games or 45-minute halves. So it's a long time exercising. So you have to like plan a little bit strategically and guess and check with, how it sits on your stomach. I can tell you one thing. Don't have any like chocolate mint bars before you're exercising. Otherwise, you're going to be like burping up mint. And that was so unpleasant the whole time. But if you're going for a bike ride, it might not make that much of a difference. But if you're doing something a little bit more active, it may be a little too heavy on your stomach. You just have to see how you do. And then you want to be staying hydrated always. And that's water and electrolytes. It's not just straight water. You will run into problems if you're drinking a ton of water and not getting any kind of salt from anywhere. But a lot of times, if some of these foods that you were already eating as part of your pre-workout meal, they'll have some salt in there. You're going to drink some water. It all balances out. So don't overthink it. You don't need to go out and get like the electrolyte water enhancers unless you're going to be sweating more. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so after exercising, this is more like a balanced meal. A lot of times, personally, I'm not super hungry right after exercising. I need some time. But it has been said that it's good to get protein in pretty quickly after working out. That's going to help start to repair the muscles that you're breaking down, help them repair and regrow stronger. Getting a little bit of carbohydrates in as well, because you're going to be depleting a lot of your glycogen stores while you're exercising, depending on what you were doing. So a little bit of carbs coming back in, getting that protein. And, in this case, fat is not the most important thing to incorporate right here, but really just a balanced kind of meal a little bit after exercising is going to be key to keeping your energy going and feeling satisfied and not feeling starving. As far as feeling satiated though, but protein, fiber, and the fats will really help keep you full. And then you definitely want to get rehydrated after you finish exercising. So get the water in, get your electrolytes in, because you're going to have a lot of fluid loss if you did an intense workout, if you were sweating a lot. You just want to stay hydrated. So staying hydrated, let's talk a little bit about that. If you let yourself get dehydrated, it can actually lead to like poor performance with your exercise, and you'll feel sluggish. You'll feel worn down. Your muscles they'll like start cramping, and it's like, what is going on? It can also lead to taking a lot longer to recover after exercise. You can feel sore a lot longer. But we want to make sure that when we're sweating, we are replacing water back in. There's a lot of people that are out there like doing gallons of water a day. you probably don't need that much. I do like the formula of like half your body weight in ounces, but if you're more active or it's hotter out, maybe up it a little bit. But just be drinking, refilling your water bottle, keep it with you because we want you staying hydrated. Some ways you can tell if you're not hydrated, I have a cute little chart for you. If you look like the sad face when you go to the bathroom, that's bad. That means you need to drink some water. Obviously, there's some vitamins and drinks that might change the color. B vitamins will do that, especially. So don't let that trick you. But we don't want to be this dark yellow color when you go to the bathroom. You want to be more closer to this smiley face color. Doesn't have to be clear. You're probably drinking a little bit too much if it's super clear. Just, a little pale yellow. And you can just gauge it from the toilet, really. I mean, there's more water in there, but if you're really dark and it's been in the toilet, just don't even worry about it. Base this chart. It's so funny I'm talking about pee right now. Base this chart kind of on where you should be. If it's too dark of a color, you need to drink some more water. But yeah, you need to listen to your body too. If you're feeling a headache, you're feeling dizzy, you got dark colored pee, your mouth's dry, your heart is beating a little bit faster, you need more water. You're dehydrated. We don't want that. But yeah, as long as you have a water bottle with you and you're not without it, you're probably going to be fine if you're sipping on water throughout your day. And you get some water from fruits and vegetables and things as well. Okay, so another key aspect to maximizing your workouts is actually allowing yourself to rest and recover. We don't want injuries. We want to maximize the benefits of our exercise. We don't want to be working super hard and then burning out our muscles, having an injury, and then not able to work out at all. Everything I teach is all about balance and sustainability long term. We don't want you to burn out. I don't want you to be go, 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 injury, can't do anything, and it's like sedentary. We want balance. We want to actually have these recovery days and not feel bad about having a recovery day. So this is pretty cool. I was actually listening to something, and people will have almost this recovery, like rest guilt. So feel like, oh, I shouldn't rest. I feel like I should be doing something. But it's good for your body to rest. And here are some ideas of how you can rest and get recovery without feeling like you're doing nothing. There's the movement on the right side. You can see like doing some easy walks, not like crazy hiking, working on mobility. I wish I would get myself to do this a little bit more because it would be so helpful for me to do that on my rest days, which is something I'm going to work on. Gentle movement like yoga and stretching. This isn't like hot yoga. This is just, easy yoga for recovery. Some gardening, some yard work, just playing with your kids, running around at the playground, going swimming, but like a gentle swim, not crazy swim. Those are all like movement recovery days, almost like an active recovery that you can easily incorporate into your days to let your body recover from hard workouts. Then we have got some other, I'm going to go back to the left side, what some rest can look like. This could be getting a massage, taking a warm bath with Epsom salt, doing foam rolling, or using a massage gun, which I love mine. Mine's amazing. Helps my leg day recovery so much faster. Actually sleeping. Like go ahead and sleep if you're tired. Spending some time in nature, walking around, maybe just even sitting outside, doing some meditation, practicing mindfulness, spending quality time with your family can be a form of rest because you're, relaxing with them. Some of your hobbies that you might like, doing something creative, watching some TV. It's okay to have these little breaks. And then, Maybe incorporating micro breaks into your day. If you have a really busy schedule, just give yourself a good 15 minutes to just chill for a minute. It can be really helpful. So those are different types of ways that you can recover and let your body actually get the rest it needs. Sleep is another section where people can get held back tremendously with both their weight loss goals and maximizing their exercise. So if you're not getting enough sleep, there's a lot of bad benefits, or not benefits, a lot of negative things that can happen. So while you're sleeping, this helps your body promote the muscle recovery. So we need that rest. We need that time for our body to work on recovering from what the muscles that we've broken down so that they can rebuild, regenerate, and get stronger. Happens when you're sleeping. So get your sleep. It's also going to help your energy levels. If you're not getting good sleep, you're going to be feeling fatigued, exhausted, run down. We don't want that. Both feeling run down and fatigued can lead to injury, and we want to prevent injuries. We don't want to have you get hurt and then not be able to exercise, fall out of the groove of what you've been doing, and have a hard time getting back into it again. Because mistakes, poor form, little accidents where you just trip because you're tired, these things can all happen because you're not getting adequate sleep. And then your hormones get regulated when you get enough sleep too. There's a lot of stuff going on. If your body is not getting the good recovery that it needs, your hormones can get a little out of whack, which we do not want. Your immune function can suffer if you're not getting enough sleep. You can get sick more often. Getting sick more often leads to not being able to exercise and maybe not staying on a good food plan because you want comfort foods while you're sick. Also want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Hard with kids in school and spreading around all the germs, but we don't want to make it even easier for you to be able to get sick. And then you're just going to feel mentally and emotionally much better when you're getting adequate sleep for yourself. Your well-rested mind is going to help you have more clarity, help you have more motivation, help you with your decisions. How many times have you been exhausted and then just made a poor choice with what you wanted to eat because you're just I just can't even think, I'm too tired, just give me this? We don't want you falling into that. We want to have you making the decisions that you want to make. But when you're tired and exhausted, fatigued, not getting enough rest, it's so hard for you to make some decisions, and you go back to things that are easy that you did in the past that we're trying to break. We don't want that. Okay, so how can we improve some of your sleep? Here's some of my tips. I definitely need a cold bedroom. If it is too hot, I will not be sleeping. It will be miserable. So keep your bedroom temperature cool so you're not getting woken up in the middle of the night sweating. Make sure that the bedding that you're using is actually comfortable to you, not something that's itchy or overly hot. Get something high quality. Invest in it for yourself because it's what you're sleeping with. You want to get good rest. Try to get rid of any noises that might randomly wake you up. I know I love the sound of a fan. Douglas hates the fan. He likes it quiet. So I have headphones that I have to use sometimes so I can get the white noise so that I don't hear other things. You got to figure out what works well for you. Some other things, a mask to help you block out the light. Maybe clean up your bedroom, because even though you're not thinking about it consciously, if you have clutter in your room, it's going to kind of play in your brain, focusing on it. If you can minimize the clutter, it's going to help you just calm and relax. It's weird, but your brain will focus on the clutter even though you're not realizing that you're focusing on it. Okay. And then you definitely want to ban electronics, the light from the electronics, and just the fact that people are so much having to check things and scroll through things, and then they realize all this time's going by. We want to keep that away from the room so that you can actually go to sleep. And then setting the mood to actually go to sleep. This is something I've been consciously working on for a really long time now, is having this bedtime routine, but for myself. set the mood for sleep. Just like you would for a child, we should be doing the same thing for ourselves. Letting your brain get adjusted to the fact that it's time to wind down and it's time to go to sleep. We can't go from go, 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 and then all of a sudden think that we're just going to fall asleep. We need to teach our brain that, okay, when I do this and I do this and I do this, this is gearing me up to going to sleep. I have a whole routine now for going to bed, and it works fantastically unless someone interrupts it. So it's still a work in progress. But think about a routine for yourself and start doing that. But you want to start to have things that are winding you down. Reading is part of mine. Obviously, all the other things like brushing your teeth and all that kind of stuff is part of it too. But I have a designated amount of time that I can read. And then by the time I get to a certain point, my eyes are already starting to close and it's awesome. I've gotten myself trained. But you definitely I'll talk more about sleep in another video, but you definitely want to make sure that you're getting quality sleep so that you can actually have the energy to be able to keep doing your workouts and not fall behind and not get out of your routine because you're too exhausted and you've burned out. Kind of just want to get, like I said, that balance and prevent the burning out from happening. So if you treat your body well, your results will come. But if you really want to maximize your workouts, you need to focus also, because if you've already got your workouts on a roll, you need to focus on your nutrition and eating for your goals, whether that's weight loss or muscle building or just maintenance. Calories need to reflect your goals. Making sure that you're getting adequate rest and not burning yourself out with the exercise that you're doing. And then part of that rest is getting good quality sleep. There are so many different ways that you can rest and recover. And then you need to focus on getting good sleep. That's not only going to help your exercise, but it's going to help with your weight loss as well. Letting your body calm down and not be so stressed, because exercise in itself is a stress. So we need to recover from that stress, let our body be able to recover from it, and then be set up. It's almost like leveling up to do more and then recover, and leveling up to do more and then recover. So that's a little insight on how to start maximizing your workouts, things to focus on besides the workouts themselves, because your nutrition, your stress, your sleep, all of that plays a big role. And we definitely want to prevent injuries from happening and getting sick, because those are going to be little setbacks that can throw you off of a good routine. And it's so annoying to have to come back from that. Not impossible, but very annoying. All right. So that is that. I will see you in the next video.